They got a man. And duo. Yeah, they're gonna be crazy when I get back on the mic. Man, they got a power. Switch money. Oh man, we gotta check this. Just touch down. Yep. Here we go. All hands good, dust on me. Wait a minute. Let me brush it up, B. We don't talk about all the millions. Let me take a big account, homie. Yeah, I made $1 billion. But walk with me and catch my vision. Different paths, I'm on a mission. Yeah, media, talking is vision. But I'm trying to take my position. Status quo, stay the same. Just made my name, but I changed the game. That's true. Tell us you stay my game. Because without me, you wouldn't claim the thing. Most of y'all want to see me stumble. We have a backyard here to grumble. Now that the sun came out and the raindrops gone, now y'all want to sing my song? 8 yet you brought your misery. Now you want to rewrite my history. And now with the 1-2 switch, you afraid of my hits? Now I got the industry on lit. Check. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check, now you're on my hit list. And Nintendo's back in business. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. So why don't you mind your business? The industry's gonna talk about is my hit list.
All righty, people, what is going on? We are back with a mic check 1 2 1 2. Now, I'm doing this mic check for some simple reasons, but we're gonna go through a usual, play a video. Let's see what's going on. Now, before I get into this, I did a successful video show last night, and there's some people who listen to the show live, and I thank you guys for listening and contributing with the comments. Thank you. And it worked out better. It didn't work out like I planned it, but it didn't work out still that a lot of people came, listen, and share thoughts and whatever. But getting into this subject right here, what we're going to be talking about. The subject we're going to talk about is come on, stop. Is this subject right here, which again, a lot of people told me, well, I should say they told me, you know, man, it's so messed up that my indoor channel is not that big. I do this for fun, not for money, not for just for chill, relax, and whatever. But I noticed that if you are yourself and you mostly basically being honest, you basically don't grow. You gotta be cocky, arrogant to do certain to get your channel to grow very, very large. Well, I'm not doing that because, like I said, for this channel is just for chilling and talking about games and stuff. It's not like my other channels where something more important come around with that. But people, if you've been watching the channel, you saw a video called a refresher video. Like, if I'm wrong about something and I'm proving that I'm wrong about something, I have no problem manning up and saying that I was wrong. I don't have that egotistical ego, or should I say cockiness, like a lot of people do have for some reason need to have on YouTube to say stuff. Now, I do have a part also video a while ago when I was a little cocky, showing that, hey, I was right. This is where you want to see the video, blah, 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 saying all this stuff because I was proving a point there. But we're going to go through a video from basedvidya. He said he was right about the Nintendo Switch. Now, to be fully 100% accurate, he was right about the Nintendo Switch. He had a video last talking about it. But what he thought was gonna be. But he also had two videos before where he downplayed Nintendo, telling Nintendo know what to do. Now we're gonna go through his video right here, and I'm just gonna chop up a little bit. Just respond piece by piece. But he wants to gloat, so I'm gonna give him the best. Spread his word more and help him to gloat. So let's go.
About how right I was. I was so right. I think it was like a year ago where I said that the Switch was going to be a success, and it was impossible for it to fail. And I gave out details why, and I predicted that the system would just be, an indie heaven. Indie heaven. Just indies all over the place, and them being pretty much the best place to buy them. That's a Nintendo heavy hitter. That was the Switch that I saw only after, I think, heavy success, tens of millions that are going to be sold, that we're going to see more AAA games on the platform, if that. And it's not even necessary. It wasn't. But I just want to laugh at how right I was and how wrong everyone was.
Now, I'll let him go into more detail, of course, of that. And if basically listen to it, like I said, you had a video about that, but technically speaking, the two videos you did where I first Red Knight, a lot of people talked about it, and you said it at the end of this video, you were wrong. You wanted them, but you interpreted or wanted to be of how you wanted to be a handheld one and a console. And I'm gonna give you a number that also proves how right or wrong somebody is, because statistics, the old saying, lies, and then statistics is basically says a lot of stuff. But I'm one of the few people that of course predicted way earlier, when it was called the NX, down to the million of down to the 2 million, because I said 8 to 10 million, down to the 2 million of where the Switch is gonna sell, how it's gonna sell along. At the time, I said it was called an NX. So, and I showed that video as well too. And also prove a point when Nintendo do, but I'll add on more stuff during this little video right here. So let's just keep going and hear what else he has to say. And
everyone was, because no one could imagine that this was a handheld. For some reason. It's obviously limited by handheld technology. Even if you want to say it's a hybrid, just because it has two different methods of processing or something like that,
what?
Some kind of specification of what turns a handheld into a console. I don't think so. A handheld is something you can hold in your hands and play on the go. That's it. Just because it can dock and show up on a TV or a monitor does not make it a console. At least not a home console.
Why is it not a home console? Because, as you just say, you take it with you. Well, according to Nintendo, they have it as a hybrid. You want it docked. You want to get a pre-graphic. Those who want that. Those who don't want it and just want to take it anywhere they want, they could do that. It is a hybrid. It's a hybrid between home and handheld, but like I said, you're twisting it to be just handheld only, which I'll explain, like I said, with the statistics later on, with how that is being interpreted.
But people were blinded by that. They were blinded. They bought into this marketing that Nintendo gave them.
Yeah, because when it just like with Lambo, just like with anything, when Nintendo markets something, they, out of all the people in the gaming industry, they're basically the most honest out of it. When I see listening to Terminator Juice and his video, and everybody talk about 1-2 Switch is this or whatever, and it's and all the people got 1-2 Switch is a garbage game. Nintendo marketed the game as a party game. If you don't have friends locally, you should have never bought the frigging game. They didn't say, "Oh, this is the great single player," but people went ahead and bought it, and then they said, "Oh, there's a god." No, That's on you for trying to interpret that. Not they give you the right consumers. They give the consumers the right info. It's how you interpret it, and you interpret it the wrong way, and that's the problem. Nintendo did this marketing, and they proved their marketing right. So you just want it to be just a handheld only, okay?
And they started judging this thing based on a PS4 or Xbox One or PC.
Like you did before you know it was a hybrid, when you were telling Nintendo what kind of console they should get.
These standards. It's just, no. That's not how it's going to work. What's going to work is that this thing should be judged against the 3DS and the Vita. And it totally demolishes them.
Why should it be just judged only between the 3DS and the Vita? Why can't it go against PlayStation and Xbox? Even though Nintendo said itself, and I've said many times on my channel, they're not competing against Xbox or Microsoft. I mean, Sony and Microsoft when it comes to PlayStation and 4. Because you know what? No matter how much consoles the PlayStation sold, Nintendo's still the king of software in sales.
This is arguably the greatest handheld ever made, and I don't even think it's close. It has the best feature you would ever want, and that's to have the dock and the transforming controllers, so it turns it into a more traditional home console experience. That's the best feature I could ever hope for in a handheld.
Really?
And every game has it. Every game. You don't have to worry about cloud saves, connecting to the internet, any of that garbage. It just, you put it down and it works. And it's just amazing. It's the greatest handheld. And I knew it from the beginning. Especially because I knew Pokemon was coming. I knew Fire Emblem was coming. All these traditional 3DS franchises are going to the Switch. And the Wii was going to die out. And it was obvious. Like, those teams, all those games, imagine one device. Imagine the Switch, like 5 years ago, instead of the Wii U. And imagine that the 3DS didn't exist. Imagine the Wii U library and the 3DS library combined on the Switch. It'd be fucking awesome.
Well, it would be. And so far, that's not had happened yet. Excuse me. That's not happened yet. There's still games coming on the 3DS. Kirby's Battle Royale just came out. Then there are a couple of third-party 3DS games that's coming out this month and next month, and beyond as well. So they're not all combined yet, but it would be awesome when that happens. But for right now, the thing that sells basically most on the Switch is indies, which you are correct on, and Nintendo heavy hitters, which again you said at the beginning, which you're correct on. Third parties selling to a certain degree, but third party indies on the eShop like SNK selling over 1 million of their games. Oh, they just made a ton of money, and they keep on going, and they're gonna keep on making more because of the Switch. And a lot of the indie guy is making more money on the Switch because of how Nintendo, which I hope Nintendo keeps a good job of keeping crappy games off the eShop. But yeah, it's still not a combined 3DS and Nintendo and a home console yet. Not at this point.
Especially because the 3DS games would be Wii U quality, more than likely. Like, they would be upgraded to use, better tech, better resolution, better graphics processing, just a bigger budget. Which means, I don't think it's going to have as many 3DS kind of games. Like, it's not going to have the rollout because the budgets are higher.
Oh, didn't you just say that it's going to be better when it has all of them together? But now the reality sets in that it's going to be a little different. Well, I give my hat off to you that you at least understand that part of the gaming industry from being a consumer. My hat is off to you for that.
But the games will be worth it. The games are going to be awesome when they do come out. And it just seems so obvious to me. The Switch is looking good. I knew it from the beginning. Anyone who thought it was going to be a disaster, you got played. You played yourself. You know? Congratulations. You played yourself. It's going to have Pokemon. That's like 20 million consoles sold right there. How could you ever think this was going to be a disaster? It's so bad that I would say if it doesn't beat the 3DS, I'd still say it's a failure. If it doesn't beat 60 million lifetime, at least, it's a failure. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I think it's going to sell as good as like the Wii, which was, what was it, like 90 plus, 100 plus million?
And then it's like 110 million.
Like,
110 million.
I mean, it's not really a competition for the PlayStation 4. I think the PlayStation 4 is still going to beat it. But that's the thing with the Switch. It's not really competition. It's not trying to be.
Never was.
They got out of the console game.
No, they did not.
Said, Sony, you're the king. We bow our heads.
They never said that.
You take it.
Please.
You're the console. You're the home console king. And I don't think we're ever going to get it back. So you do you.
Really?
And we're going to make this handheld with some kind of back door into your TV. So we're just going to be the handheld king. Sony, you can be the home console king. Microsoft's going to get fucked no matter what.
I agree with you on that part.
Hey, it worked. This is the best thing that could have happened. I did a video a long time ago where I wanted Nintendo to stop doing this blue ocean strategy where they're just like, oh, we're not going to compete, and we're just gonna make a console and just do our own thing.
That's what it did.
And I was right in if you interpret it the correct way.
Nah, yeah, we went back and forth. You didn't explain the way that you did when I commented on your video, dude. So no. That blue ocean way that Nintendo did is still happening right now. 1 and 2, they didn't try to compete with PlayStation 4 because they never competed with the PlayStation 4. I've said it many times. Even though there is a market that you sell something that other people sell, there's 7 billion people on the planet, and I'm gonna try. And again, in the best with all the consoles, that people, video gamers, pay about 300 million with consoles, maybe about you can't put in PC because PC is so different of a market. But as a consoles only, let's say 300 million, I'm gonna fight two people who fight in the same battle for a 3-way for just 300 people, or should I branch out, do something different, which they didn't branch out. Nintendo's being Nintendo, keep doing what make them popular and bringing new customers and new consumers because we are who we are. That's what Nintendo did. That's the difference, and they always did. That's why Lambo is around, because Nintendo is doing them. They're not doing nobody else. With the Wii U, the lesson they learned for the Wii Wiz and the GameCube, do not bow down to third parties and make them happy. Do your thing and let them come. If they don't come, F them. And technically speaking, that was a couple of the memos that Nintendo was passing around too. So as I said when I went to Japan in 2015, the rule was basically F third parties. You go back to that trip where I said Japan and what I learned in there, you can hear that. That's 2015.
You interpret it like, oh, they're still in the hardware business and they're still doing their own thing. They're
yes,
not
they are
trying to compete, sure, but they're not trying to compete as a home console.
Why not?
They're not competing because they're a handheld.
What?
And they got out of the home console game.
No, they didn't.
That's
how you say it. That's your interpretation. I can't argue your interpretation, opinion in that regard.
I mean, a couple years ago, in that last generation, you had to buy a Wii U and a 3DS. It's at least like $500. At least,
Okay, and you have this, and between those two games, you had a plethora of games. Did need internet to install. Didn't need install. They need internet to download. Games ran no problem. Not glitchy, buggy messes. Compared to buying a $500 console like Sony just had the last 2 days, the PSN was down and you couldn't do certain things. Like, yeah, that's I'll take that any day.
When they came out at launch. And now, nope, don't do that. Don't need two systems. Just get 300, get you one system, you'll get all the Nintendo games there. They cut out a system. They saved me $200. I'll take it. You know? So, God, man, they just knocked it out of the park.
Yes, they did.
They knocked it out of the park, and I could see it from a mile away. So, pat on the back. I'm the man. Go ahead and leave comments about how I'm right, how I'm best, how I'm the greatest, I'm genius.
No, you ain't. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. That cockiness of you, dude. Jeez. You ain't as bad as other people who are that cocky. I give you that. You're not as bad as those people who are that cocky. That is, and like I said, you have a couple of videos of your child that I like. So I'm not, like coming at you very harshly because I don't think it is. Like I said, the premise is the cockiness, but you have some stuff in the video that you said and it was true, and I upheld you to that. But let's not. Come on, man. Don't. Nintendo call it a hybrid. It's still a home console. Here's the thing. Here's how you want. Here's where people. Here's where people do certain things that's you do with statistics, and I'm happy that these numbers drop perfectly in the thirds. You'll be hearing game news media saying, "Well, Nintendo basically more people play Nintendo as a handheld more than a home console." Well, if you look at Nintendo's internal numbers, then depends on how you do it, because according to Nintendo's numbers and their own survey and the way they do it, 1/3 of people play the Switch majority as a console, as a handheld. 1/3 of Nintendo majority played as a home console, and 1/3 and the last third play the Nintendo Switch as the hybrid home console and dock, home console and handheld. I'm sorry, me. I fall into that 1/3 playing it both ways. Here's the thing: when people say they play more in a handheld, if you combine the third that plays both and a third with and the people who play exclusively handheld combined against people just play exclusively home, then the answer will be yes. But again, that third, like I am, plays it both ways. So then that third could drop exactly. You could take that third and put it in the dock section and make it a home console. In other words, it's basically dead even. People playing it playing it in handheld mode or in dock mode. That's where the difference is going on there. The console, Nintendo basically did this hybrid console. They wanted it to go their own way because in the video that you did, you talked about the blue ocean. I remember you did 2 videos. And you said it's up to interpretation. I remember you were saying Nintendo needs to have a traditional controller. They need to have a powerful console. Well, they didn't have they went the opposite way of what you said. Them Joy-Cons are very, very Nintendo. And the console is not as powerful as PlayStation and all that stuff, or like a lot of these guys talked about. It's not. It's a very put together console. Now that I saw the dev kit and whatever, but to be honest, the Wii U outperforms the Switch. From looking at the Switch and seeing how that works. The magic is in the Joy-Cons. The Switch's magic is in the Joy-Con. So it's not what you said back then. Me and Red Knight, we listened to Red Knight because he's a bigger YouTuber than I am. But we went back and forth, and I was saying, you can't. No, you can't. Nintendo don't needs to fight Sony or Microsoft. It makes no sense. Nintendo needs to do what it did, and that's what Nintendo did. They went back to their doing Nintendo. They went back to being them and stopped trying to kowtow to third parties and everything else. Now third parties are coming on the Switch and putting games on the console. The funny thing about it is the Wii U is way more optimized and better than the Switch. So they could have put it on the Wii U if they wanted. They just didn't want to. And again, it goes back to what I was saying when it's saying that the Nintendo Switch made gamers and third-party developers look like clowns, in my opinion, in the way I look at it, because if the Wii has... You didn't want to put the games on the Wii because it wasn't powerful enough, but it had the install base. The Wii U, more powerful, didn't have the install base. Now you have this console selling well, so the install base is on par with the Wii U. But the power is way less. The power, I ain't gonna say way less. Sorry, the power is less than the Wii U, less optimized. But people are putting these games on the Switch though. I like how Nintendo just messes with people that in that regard. But they didn't say that the Wii U was hard to port back then. No, it wasn't hard to port because I've said it. You and Triple, you heard me said. You say it's a bunch. I know it was bollocks. Yeah, you heard me say it a couple of times. Like I said, with people, Nintendo still, because you still have Nintendo still using the ARM archetype for the Switch. So you still have to redo the game from the ground up for the Switch, just like I said you had to do for the Wii U, but you just didn't want to do it. So it's just bullcrap. It's literally bullcrap. I wanted to split this off, but since I got you guys here, I'm gonna just add this into this and call it a night because I'm really tired. But there's also another video from Richard View, and I see other people talking about the Xbox One Pass, talking about, oh, is this the future of gaming, and it's gonna be great because Xbox One Pass basically is digital games and everything. And I'll say this to with Rich and other people I've seen with those videos saying this is the future. Why would you want cartridges? Why would you want a physical media? Well, PlayStation and Xbox made physical media basically obsolete because you got to do friggin' installs for physical media, which is stupid. But and also he was saying, oh yeah, because I could lose my cartridges because he was talking about the Switch. Well, you're just a bad person who keeps you can't keep it because the Switch's game cartridge is the same size as the Vita. And a little short and stumpy is the 3DS. So you just can't keep with your games. Yeah, I know you have a son, but that's crazy. But to the other people who say this is the future, Nier and a lot of other people were saying this. Check this out. This is me answering your question. And I hope, and again, y'all want this to be the future of gaming. They has that. Go right ahead. Me, I'm not doing that. The day when all gaming goes all digital I think that's the day when I think I'm done with video games. Why? Because if I'm seeing what PlayStation and Xbox is doing, and that's gonna be the norm in the future, yeesh. I don't want that. I'm getting broken games. I gotta wait for when they get 7 to patch day one patch to fix just to get the game to even freaking run, which is a problem. And then if I am not connected to the internet, all the patches, some of the patches are null and everything, like the DRM, which is something I thought you guys didn't. A lot of the gamers said they didn't want. They didn't want DRMs. Well, that's the ultimate DRMs you're doing right there. That is the ultimate DRM. Sorry, I like my games not connected to the internet, plug in, play. That's what I like, and that's why I like the Switch. And that's when I predicted a long time ago too, base, that Nintendo was going to go back to cartridges, and it's a better idea to go back to the cartridges. Well, they did, and I bought physical games plus digital games. That comes only digital. Yes, I'll buy them. I can't do nothing about it. But it's like I said, I have more physical than digital. I can tell you that right now. I have more physical than digital. Same thing for my Wii U. I have more physical than digital. Because if my game ever died, or when I got a backup system, which I do, I could at least still go and put the cartridge or the disc in the game in the console and still play and have fun. And it's even better with the Wii U because all I gotta do is download the games and have it. Then of course back it up and then just play it if my disc drive ever burns out. So I have that still. But when I think the Xbox Pass is going to be a very dangerous blow to GameStop because they're not going to have physical disc trade in or whatever. But again, PlayStation and Xbox with third parties, they made physical media obsolete anyway. Because if you still got to buy a disc and you still got to install the freaking game and you need the internet to install the game, well, what can I say? That's all I could say onto that. So the day when games go all full digital, like I said, I might be around a little bit, but I majority will be. I think that'll be it. Again, I got so many games in my gaming library and backlog games I still need to finish, so I'm good. So that's what you guys want. And again, if you think about it, the way that the Xbox thing is, so $10. So you could get the game until the internet's there, and if the internet go, the game's gone. I don't know. I don't like, even when I think Nintendo might do the exact same thing too, and I'm not even down with that. Like, to have it until you are to pay money and then have it there, and then it's gonna be off. Play something. I don't know. I like physical media where I own it. I can plug it in, have fun with anytime, anyone I want. If power goes off, is the internet not working? That's just me. I'm old school, and maybe I'm a relevant dinosaur. I'd rather have it that way. But hey, to each their own. Wish everybody the best in what the future comes in with that. PS4, Xbox sticks already practically worthless. That's Aries 73. That's exactly what I'm saying. Okay, look, your Tour 83, yes, your Triple M is correct. That is true. It is basically a digital rental service. Which, hey, wish everybody the best of luck in how that works out. Well, it's just crazy like that. So I'm gonna call it that. Thank you guys for joining Triple M 283, Aries 73, Yin Yao. And again, I have no problem talking to anybody that I respond to, like having a one-on-one, which I did one in a long time, but having a one-on-one with, because hey, it is what it is. That's why I don't have a PS4 game day one nearly as often as I do the Switch games. Hey, I Area 73. I'm with you too. I mean, there's some. I don't know why would I buy some of these games, but including most of those third party games where you can wait off. Like Dragon Ball came out, everybody's going about it. Dragon Ball came out with their kind of setup. I'm gonna wait. I'm waiting for the definitive edition, or I'll just chill. Same thing for Cross Blue Tag. I'll do the same thing for that. Like I'll wait. I don't need a rush. I don't have enough games to play. Not getting day one. Not even Hyrule Warrior Definitive, which I said I was gonna pick up, but I'm not buying it for full price and day one. No, I'll wait a while and see what's going on with it and pick up later on. Since I already have the first two games in there, and I told people before, I don't regret buying Hyrule Warriors in the first place, because if we didn't buy it, we had never had Fire Emblem Warriors. So I enjoy what I got. So yep, that's the way I look at it. That's the way I'm gonna enjoy my video game. So again, this cockiness that a lot of people have. I don't know what else. I don't know what to say. People, you're to be like that, pat yourself on the back. Yeah, go ahead, pat yourself on your back. Sure, even though you said Nintendo should make a powerful console and get rid of the gimmicky controls and all that stuff, just have a powerful console with a regular controller. Same as OJ. And now we're singing the praises of the Switch. Gotta love it. Oh well. Okay, that's wrong, Yin Yao. Hopefully they become Blockbuster of media and bankrupt the bankrupt. Oh well. All right, guys. This is the weekend. Get some games out there. Go ahead, enjoy yourself. Play games, have fun, and we'll catch you next time. And remember, there's no perfect games out there. What's perfect you is not perfect me. What's perfect me is not perfect you. Simply enjoy your game on all consoles, even PC. Peace out.